Benchmarking for LPs, Quartile rankings and metrics explained. Welcome. Today we're demystifying benchmarking for fund managers. LPs compare funds, not stories. They want numbers that stack up against credible peers, not narratives. Benchmarking shows relative performance, telling LPs if your results are strong or just average. It also sets essential context: what the market looked like, your fund's vintage, when you started investing, and your strategy. A 2.0x in a hot market may be ordinary. In a tougher market, it's impressive. By framing performance this way, you help LPs make clean, apples-to-apples decisions, and you show you understand how professionals evaluate funds. First, quartile. It breaks a peer group into 4 25% bands. Being in the first quartile means you're among the top performers in that set. Next, vintage year. The year your fund made its first investment. It anchors comparisons to the same market cycle. Finally, peer group. Funds with the same strategy, region, and size. A small growth fund shouldn't benchmark against mega buyout. When you define these clearly, LPs can instantly place your results in context and judge whether your performance is compelling for the opportunity set you pursued. Here's how rankings work. First quartile equals top 25% of the selected peer group on a chosen metric. Excellent. Median means you're right in the middle, neither leading nor lagging. But remember, your ranking depends on the metric you choose. You might be first quartile on Net TVPI, but only median on Net IRR, or vice versa. Also, peer group definitions matter. Changing strategy, region, size, or vintage can shift your position. Always tie your quartile claim to a specific metric and a clearly defined peer set to keep the comparison honest. LPs focus on 3 core metrics. Net IRR shows the speed and consistency of returns after all fees and carry. It values earlier cash flows. Net TVPI is total value to paid in, the ratio of realized plus unrealized value to capital, called GREAT for assessing overall multiple. Then DPI versus RVPI. DPI is realized distributions back to LPs. RVPI is unrealized value still on the books. Together, DPI plus RVPI equals TVPI. Use IRR for pacing and risk, TVPI for total outcome, and DPI to prove cash actually returned. Do match vintage, strategy, and geography, so comparisons are apples to apples. Do use net LP level numbers after fees, expenses, and carry, because that's what LPs actually receive. Do disclose data sources and cutoff dates so your claims are verifiable and time-stamped. Don't mix regions or stages unless you explain why. Don't use mixed accounting bases or partial data. By nailing methodology, you make your performance credible and repeatable, which builds trust and reduces back and forth during diligence. Avoid cherry-picking metrics or timeframes. LPs notice when only the rosiest period is shown. Avoid mixing gross with net results. It inflates performance and undermines trust. And don't ignore fund size and stage bias. A small, early-stage fund can show high TVPI with a few marks, while a mega fund may scale differently. State your approach consistently, and if there's a limitation, acknowledge it. Transparency beats perfection. It helps LPs understand true, risk-adjusted performance. Be precise. First, state metric plus quartile plus peer set. For example, Net TVPI First quartile vs 2018 U.S. growth funds. Second, add sample size and methodology. How many funds, which database, and the cutoff date. Third, explain drivers. Highlight exits, write-ups/write-downs, and the impact of fees and reserves. This structure tells LPs what you achieved, how you measured it, and why it happened, giving them confidence your results are both strong and honestly presented. Our net TVPI places us first quartile versus 2017 U.S. buyout funds. Our net IRR is at the median, given an early J-curve and limited realizations to date. Methodology: Preqin peer set. Net figures at LP level. As of Q2, U.S. buyout funds, $500 million, $1 billion size. Drivers: 2 realized exits at 3.0x. Portfolio write-ups in SaaS. Fees consistent with LPA. Use these as templates and swap in your own numbers, dates, and peer definitions to present a clean, credible story.